Both the speakers are available.
Yes, sir.
Sir, I've started the live stream.
I think it's starting. Can we start the meeting?
Yes, ma'am.
I think it's good to start.
Yes.
Good evening, Toastmasters and guests. It's a wonderful evening with two clubs meeting together. I welcome you all to the 184th meeting of Speak Magic Toastmasters Club. Let me explain you three ground rules. The first ground rule being don't speak when the other speakers are speaking. Keep your video on off when you are moving on the in the background. And also another rule is we don't talk about the sex, politics, and religion during our Speak Magic meetings or Toastmasters meeting. So this is for today's meeting, the ground rules, and wish you all best luck. Over to you, Toastmaster of the day.
I think Rajeshwari ma'am, you have to pass it on to me. Welcome everyone for the first ever joint meeting of Speak Magic Toastmasters Club and the Global Toastmasters Club. I am the VP Education of Speak Magic Toastmaster Club. Welcome all of you to this first ever joint meeting. So, when I was thinking about today's meeting, I felt there are two things that signifies this meeting. First, it is the first time that we are having a joint meeting with Global Toastmaster Club. So we are going to have lots of learning and lots of interactions from each of us. And the second one, let me hold on for a minute. I see a few guests. So can I have the guests coming up and giving their introduction, or perhaps what are they looking in for our meeting? I think we have guest 8AAPC. I don't know what's that. Or is a member, guest Jayashree, sorry, Jayashree Kanan. Hello, can you just speak up with us? Hello, ma'am.
Hello, ma'am. Happy to be part of this meeting. So I am already part of, I'm the SA for the Ambattur Achievers Toastmasters Club.
Okay. Yes, ma'am. Now you are audible. Yeah.
Okay. So I am the SA for Ambattur Achievers Toastmasters Club. So my intent was to make Archana Seshadri, my cousin, who has also joined as guest now.
Okay.
I wanted to make her as a member part of the Speak Magic. So that is the intent of my joining today, and maybe the forthcoming 2 to 3 weeks I'll be joining for her to get on track with you all, and then I'll
Sure,
be
ma'am.
on and off. Yeah.
Sure, ma'am. It's an honor to host you. Thank you. By the end, after 1 or 2 minutes, I would be dropping out a guest celebration form. I would like you all to sign in into the form. It's just to get to know your details. And guest Archana, can you just give your introduction, ma'am? Guest Archana. Okay, I think right now we will talk to her by the end of the meeting. So when I began my speech, I said there is one more thing that makes this meeting special. As we all Indians are globally very crazy about cricket, I was just thinking, how many of you remember the euphoric moment when we won T20? We have won at least 2 times T20 World Cup. But yet, when the term comes, first World Cup 83, how many of you really get goosebumps? Isn't it such a euphoria? Yes, Nalasivan sir is telling us, yes. Why is it so so important, or what is that has happened there that has, always made us felt proud? The concept is when a champion keeps on winning, it doesn't make any big difference. But once when an underdog or an underrated person performs exceptionally, people as it pushes us to the corner. And now my question is, was Kapil Dev the captain? Did he underrate his team? Or did the country underrate him? No. My question to you all is, how often do we underrate ourselves? Oh, this is not my cup of tea. I am not that good. So, to further elaborate on this theme, I would like to call upon the Toastmaster of the day, Mr. Dinesh Kumar, who is a software engineer by profession, who loves playing badminton and loves reading lots of books. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for Toastmaster of the day, Dinesh Kumar. Toastmaster Dinesh Kumar, the virtual podium is all yours.
Thank you so much, Madam President, for your warm introduction. Greetings to fellow Toastmasters and guests. Today theme is underrated. So I studied in English medium where everything taught in English, but I didn't understood what they taught me. So when I went to my teacher and asked doubts, they just told me, Dinesh, meaning is not important. Mark is important. This is what I got the reply from my many of teachers. So we in our country, especially in India, when it comes to education in our own mother tongue is underrated. So we took English as a tool even for learning right from our young age. So in my view, English is another language. It's not a knowledge. And also in many occasions, whenever I went to my English teacher to ask about the meaning that relate to poems and also other interesting story of Alexander and other leaders, she just asked me to by heart the things and write it in exam. And later on in my life, that is after my age 20, when I read it of my own, I felt that was actually an exciting story and also interesting poems where I love to hear. So it's not stopped with only English teacher. When I went to my maths teacher and asked more doubts in my problems and sums, he just told me use this substitution method and use this answer for this particular problems, and if you write it in an exam, if you couldn't get the full mark, you at least you will get the step marks, like that he have informed me many times. So this is what happened during my learning process, that is in my schooling as well as in college. So I really found finding it easy nowadays when I see it in YouTube and keep learning the concepts in my own mother tongue. It becomes really easy for me. So you all have a question how you are saying in this way. This is actually a fact. China, Japan, and many other European countries, like non-speaking English countries, they are leading manufacturers in many products, and they deliver. And we Indians, we keep on saying that about made in India, and still we have not achieved. So there are I think so we should give a lot of importance by learning fundamentals, especially in mother tongue, at least in our initial stage of life. So before before continuing with the further things, let us have introduction of general evaluator and her team. Today's general evaluator is going to be Toastmaster Swarnalata. She is a very candid, lively, and enthusiastic person, and she is also a lifelong learner. She is she is a chemical engineer by profession and TEDx trainer, a firm believer of universe and its magical power. So this two sentence actually, I liked it very much. She loves to live a life in a simplest way, and her motto is to live and let live. Over to you, the general evaluator of today's meeting, Toastmasters Swarnalata.
Good evening, everyone. Have you all noticed a camera that always sits in all our offices, in all our cinema theaters, wherever we move nowadays, there is a small camera that is fixed in the corner of the room. That is the CCTV camera. We often see that the camera sits there and just watches whatever the proceeding goes on. It doesn't speak, it doesn't play any important role. But then, when we have some issue, the first thing we think about is, does this building has a CCTV camera? I would like to see what happened. Let me see who came into my house. So, in every Toastmasters meeting, we don't wait for something to happen and then reflect back. So in all Toastmasters meeting, we have a particular role, which is called as general evaluator. The role of the general evaluator is he just sits there, he or she just sits there, watches the proceeding of meeting, and then in the end, when called by the Toastmaster, comes up and gives what and all has gone good and what could have been done better, so that each and every meeting of ours is reaching a greater heights. And now I alone cannot do this. I need a team, so I have my tag team with me. The T stands for timer. And timer for today's meeting is Toastmaster Kani, who is the president of Global Toastmasters Club. And apart from this, she is a soft skill trainer, she is an LTCS trainer, and she loves reading books. Can I have Toastmaster Kani to explain her role?
Good evening, Toastmasters, and good evening, General Evaluator. Today, for this meet, I stand before you as the timer. As a timer, I would take a note of the time taken by the speakers, the table topic speakers, and the evaluators as well. For the speakers, we would allot 5 to 7 minutes. At the end of 5th minute, I would show the yellow card. At the end of 6th minute, I would show the amber card. And at the end of 7th minute, I would display the red card. The speaker will be given 30 seconds extra to wrap up his speech. For the TT speakers, at the end of 1 minute, we'll be displaying the green card. End of 1.5 minutes, the amber card. And at the end of 2 minutes, we will be displaying the red card. And for the evaluators, it's 2 to 3 minutes. At the end of 2 minutes, we'll be displaying the green card. At the end of 2.5 minutes, I'll be displaying the amber card. And at the end of 3 minutes, I'll be displaying the red card. When called upon by the general evaluator, I will submit my timer report to the club. Thank you. Over to the general evaluator.
Thank you very much, ma'am. And then the A, R counter. And today the R counter is Toastmaster Vikas Guleria. He is a marketing professional and a very active member of Speak Magic Toastmasters Club. He is someone who loves traveling and exploring things. He's a very ardent public speaker. May I have Toastmaster Vikas to explain his role as an R counter?
Thank you, General Evaluator, ma'am. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and dear guests. As the R counter, I will be listening to what the speakers say and marking down on my diary any inappropriate word or sound used as a space filler. Space fillers can be words such as and, well, what, so, and you know. Inappropriate sounds like and I will also note when a speaker reports about a phrase such as I, or this means repetition of the words. And at the end of the meeting, when I will be called upon by General Evaluator, I will present my report to you all. Thank you very much. Over to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you very much, sir. I think the grammarian is missing in this meeting. So let's skip the grammarian. Or you have anyone can take on the grammarian role on this spot? I think Kani ma'am is ready to take grammarian role. So ma'am,
I'll do it, ma'am. I'll do it.
yeah, thank you very much for this spot on leadership. I would like to introduce our grammarian who is also our timer, Toastmaster Kani. Kani ma'am, can you just explain the role of a grammarian in Toastmasters meeting?
As a grammarian, I'll be taking the usage, I'll be taking a note of the good and the not so good usages of the words used by the speakers, the role takers, and the evaluators as well. I would submit my report when called upon by the general evaluator. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you. That's all from me. I would like to pass on the podium to the Toastmaster of the day, Dinesh Kumar.
Thank you so much, Madam President, the General Evaluator Toastmaster Swarnalata. So as we all knew that every Toastmasters meeting will have 3 segments. First segment would be prepared speech. The second one would be interesting, impromptu table topics. The third one is general evaluation, the most important segment in every Toastmasters meeting, where we get constructive feedback from the evaluator, and that helps us to move on forward. So without any further ado, let's get into the first segment for today's meeting, that is prepared speech. Today, first prepared speaker is Toastmaster Navjot. He worked in roofing industry as sales manager in Canada. Right now, he started his career as high ticket closer. He loved to work out and lift weights. So before calling our weightlifter first prepared speaker, let me call upon his target evaluator, Toastmaster Nallasivan, to read his objectives.
Good evening, fellow Toastmasters. Today I will be evaluating Toastmaster Navjit, who is going to give his icebreaker speech. Icebreaker speech is the first speech of the first level, first project, where he is going to introduce himself to the members. And his pathway is dynamic leadership. So he is going to give level 1, project 1. The title is I'm not the smartest guy. Let us see whether he is smart or not. The title of this speech is I'm not the smartest guy. Over to you, Modi.
Thank you so much.
Excuse me, 1 minute. I'll mention a timer. Please note the timing as 4 to 6 minutes because it's the ice-breaking speech. So you can note down this one. The timing is 4 to 6 minutes. Okay, at 4 minute green, at 5 minute amber, and 6 minute red. Yes, over to you, sir.
I am not the smartest guy. Toastmaster Navjot Brar. Toastmaster Navjot Brar, I am not the smartest guy. Over to you.
Hello, fellow Toastmasters. I would say hello, my smart fellow Toastmasters. Yes, you heard it right. I am not the smartest guy. I've never been one. And how it helped and it didn't help me in the past, to know exactly that, we have to go back to 1997 when I was a small kid. And my parents thought it is the right time to put our son into private school in the town so he can proceed with his education there. And for this, my bua, my aunt, is appointed as my English and mathematics tutor. And she was more of a dictator than a teacher. And I can understand, we all been there. Anyways, I did learn the tables up to 20 and also learned few of the English words. And then comes the test day. On the test day, my teacher, not my bua, my aunt, my English teacher, asked me only one question. She said, read out the name written on the school diary. All I knew, the ball Mandir. That's I heard for many days, 7 or 10 days, that you will be enrolled in Bal Mandir. Nothing to do with high school. So I failed in the test. And my teacher said, your kid is not a smart kid. She didn't say exactly the same words. What? In an indirect way, she said, her lines were, he needs more work to do. So they enrolled me in the second grade twice. Moving fast forward, after 8 or 10 years, I finished my schooling there. And now, like every parent in India, my parents want me to be an engineer. Our national degree, engineering. But here, again, I was a bit anti-national, not to my nation, but to the engineering. I thought I would be an elite athlete. So I enrolled in one of the sports academies. But that time, I didn't know anything about training loads, training principles of specificity, nothing. So I injured my back. For 3 years, I was on back. I can't jog more than 50 meters without pain. I can't walk for 200 meters without pain. But after 3 years, anyway, I recovered from that injury. And now I got a big opportunity to move to Canada. And now I thought, if I couldn't be an elite athlete, I should be an elite coach or a personal trainer. I thought, let's try personal training and go from there. I thought I will be a great personal trainer. And for that, I knocked on the door after door of gyms in Canada. After knocking on the doors of the gyms in Canada of 16, 17 gyms, finally, I got an interview and I got that job. But the story has just begun. At that time, I thought, I'm a great trainer. I learned about it. I've been there for 10 years. And I was going to make a lot of money. But no, things didn't work this way because I was terrible at selling. I don't even know how to introduce myself and ask a simple question. Sir, how I can help you with your fitness today? What problems you have with your fitness? What's the major issues? None of them. But here again comes Bruno, Brandon Angelucci, Bruno from Mars as my first salesman. He introduced me to the very basic of the sales. I was working as a truck driver for him, a prospector, and if he arrived on the spot at the right time, we will make some money and I will get a share of it. But for 3 years, I worked every day and night on my sales skills. I grabbed everything I can get my hands on sales and selling. And after 3 years working in there, I got opportunities where I can make 200 or 300K USD. But I left that opportunity. And I moved back to India to do something for my nation. Maybe, again, I'm not a smart guy here. Maybe this would be another terrible decision, but who cares? Smart people fail and not so smart people also fail. There's no guarantee for success. All we can do, work hard, stay committed, stay consistent. And that's why I got in front of you guys. Thank you, guys.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Navajit. As you said,
Sorry, team, I got some of my family members just arrived here, so I have to leave this meeting. I really apologize for that, but thank you very much for having me today. Sorry, I have to leave.
no problem. Thank you so much, Toastmaster Navajit Brar.
Thank you for understanding my situation.
Yes, as you said in your speech, consistency is important in our life. So with that said, let's hear it from our second speaker for today's meeting. Our second speaker for today's meeting is Toastmaster Rajesh Jeshudasan. Currently, he is Vice President Education in Global Toastmasters Forum, runner-up in area level table topics contest, and second runner-up in area level evaluation contest. His hobbies include listening to audiobook, preparing presentation, and creating content for social media. Before calling out Toastmaster Rajesh Jesudasan, I would like to call out his evaluator, Toastmaster Namamita. Over to you.
Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and my dear guests. Today I am going to evaluate my target speaker, Toastmaster Rajesh Deshudasan, and his pathway is presentation mastery, and he is delivering his speech on level 4, project 3. His topic name is Iron Women, and timer, please note, his duration of speech is 12 to 15 minutes. The purpose of this speech is for the member to practice, deliver an informative speech and running a well-organized questions and answer session. The member is responsible for managing time, so there is adequate opportunity for both. So congratulations to my target speaker, and I will come when G will call me for my report. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Namamita. I could hear a few noises. Okay. Can you all go mute? Okay, thank you so much. Iron Woman, Iron Man, Toastmaster Rajesh. Iron Man, Toastmaster Rajesh. Iron Woman, virtual stage is yours.
Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and guests. We have all heard about Iron Man. Have you heard about Iron Woman? Anyone wants to share what do I mean by Iron Woman?
Strong lady.
Strong lady, very good, sir.
Someone who has seen lot of adversity but still fought back to hold her ground.
I am here to change all your thought process about Iron Woman. Anyways, we'll keep this in the back of our mind. Mother, someone who has overcome lot of hurdles. Yes, some part of it is true, but let's see what the topic is all about. 1400 kilometers north of Chennai, there's a lady, Shalini Devi. She's crying out of labor pain. She's rushed to the PHC, primary health clinic, and there the doctor tests her blood and finds the iron level to be very low. And if she undergoes pregnancy in this PHC hospital, it will be risky for the mother and the child. So as per the protocol, he refers her to the nearest civil hospital where she has been given blood, and after the blood, she delivers a baby in lot of pain, and the baby is undernourished and may have some issues. So this is not the story of this only woman whom I am talking about, but this is a very normal thing in this particular district of Nandurbar, which is having 75% population of tribal women, and out of 9 out of 10 women suffer from severe anemia, that is iron less than 6. Average normal is around 12. Normally in our cities, when a woman thinks that she got pregnant, she goes to the medical store, gets the pregnancy test, and is very regular with her gynec appointments. But here, the woman cannot afford to take even a day rest because she has to go to some labor work, sometimes in sugarcane field, which is heavy work, and she turns to the nearest PSC only when she has to deliver the child in her labor pain. She rushes there. Now, what do you think about this woman? Is it iron less, or she is really iron woman? What is your opinion? Can anybody give your insights after hearing this case study of a woman in Nandurbar district?
She's a Hen woman.
Thank you. You can unmute yourself and share what do you feel about this whole experience of tribal women going through this difficulties, as if for us in the city it might be once in a lifetime or two times in a lifetime. For them it's like a seasonal thing, and they have to go through this process again and again, and they are experiencing this near death experience always with themselves and their beloved child. So
What could be the reason, sir?
the same scenario persisted. I'm very sorry. Yeah, you can speak, ma'am.
Yeah, as you said, anemia is a common thing which is in women. But is there any special reason for those women to be like that due to any chemical industries or anything?
Yeah,
can
very
just
good question, ma'am. Yeah, now like what has happened is there has been a fast urbanization in one side where we have deforested the places where which was their livelihood, and previously they used to grow jawar and bajra, which are called as millets, which are like high in protein and they are having iron content. But today they have moved to the hybrid jawar, which gives them a high yield, but then for to get that high yield, it is not resistant to pests or to uh, other things. So they have to use chemicals, and even the jawar which comes out, which is a high yielding jawar, it doesn't have the the strength, or it doesn't have the iron and other micronutrients it should have. So diet wise, yeah, they're falling down because of that reason. Second is, when I asked few people who belong to this tribes, they said that previously they used to go to forest and eat certain berries and herbs, which they used to say that have iron. But now because of deforestation, those things are also not available. So somewhere we, the city dwellers, because of our greed of high yield and urbanization, they have become victim. So somebody has to pay cost, so they have paid the cost from our side. So what the government has done is that they send the ASHA workers to these hamlets with iron tablets. Now there is some misunderstanding among these women that the government abortion and they may lose the child, so they throw away all the iron tablets. And if there is an awareness given that if you have these iron tablets, your child will be healthy, they also have a fear that the child will be heavyweight and they may have lot of issues while giving birth to the child. So these are the two primary reasons why they don't take iron tablets. And yes, their natural habitat has been destroyed by the recent industrialization and urbanization from our side. Yeah, ma'am, good question. If you have any other questions also, you can throw it. So if I am able to handle it, I'll try to do it. So the status of anemia is such that it is a disease for developing countries like India. In developed countries, because of their balanced diet, they don't face issue with anemia. And here in India, the survey says that 75% of women are facing anemia, especially during pregnancy when RBC becomes diluted because there is certain blood which has to go to fetus, and because of that anemia drops, and already they are in the borderline anemia, and there are some mothers whose anemia is around 1 and 2, which is very critical when it comes to childbirth. And they give birth to children who don't have eyes, who have heart issues. And when these children, or even even mental issues. So these diseases are also prevalent when they are born.
Sir, I would like to ask you, even an educated parents, I have seen some of my colleagues, they say that taking an iron tablet makes your child black. It's such a stigma, although we are in a tropical country, but still, I've seen very close friend of mine who's very educated, but then she told me that taking an iron tablet, it could make my son or my child a very dark complexion. How to address this issue?
Yeah, like we can, since they are educated, we can address them in a scientific manner that what do you require, a healthy baby or a dark baby? So that would be a very good starting point. With that, you make them think. And then there are enough literature given by the government of India on iron tablets so that this kind of myths are removed from the mind of the people. So this is first time I'm hearing about darkening of that thing, but it's wonderful. Like we should understand why people are not taking iron tablets. When my wife was pregnant, so she was taking iron tablets because her hemoglobin was around 9, and I told her, like, see, doctors are before I had this revelation. So there was, like, with iron tablet, they were giving multivitamin tablets and other trace elements. So I said, like, yeah, you can take the iron tablet, but I don't think so. These tablets are really necessary. Maybe doctor wants a refrigerator or a air condition, but from which will be given to him by the pharma company, and to fulfill his target, he is doing that. Because I come from a pharma background, but when I did my survey, or when I did my research on this, I understood that iron, when there is lack of iron, you don't have to just iron supplements don't really give that iron level doesn't really come up with the iron supplement. When you have to take this multivitamin and trace element which helps in the absorption process of iron. So you can give the iron, but iron has to be absorbed in the body, and this multivitamins and this other zinc tablet, they help in absorption of iron. So to close, I would like to give a small case study of West Africa. Yes, sir, I'll come back to you, Toastmaster Vikas. Just I'll conclude with this thing, that West Africa also had this problem with iron and anemia. So how they resolved it? Muringai leaves. It's called as magic leaves. So Muringai leaves have high iron content. So the government there gave the saplings to every home and encouraged people to make their traditional dishes using moringa leaves. So we can also encourage our tribal hamlets to grow moringa leaves, because people have inhibition with drugs and some medicines and all that thing. But when they see a herbal thing, green thing, they are that all that inhibition is removed. Yes, sir. Yes, Vikas, sir. You can.
Uh, Team Rajesh, I somewhere read that in Japan they use one magical fish, but when studies have taken place, and that fish is used for anemic persons, for preparing anemic persons' food. When they studied that, they found that this fish is made up of iron. So in India also we used to have tradition of cooking our meals in iron, these kadahi, pot, etc. So nowadays it is being replaced with other metals. So is it true that if we use those iron vessels, so this deficiency can be taken care of?
Thank you so much for your question. Come and answer, because yes, sometimes there is a problem. It said, like, when you want to put a new borderline, you should know about what was there before. So we should know what is our tradition, and perhaps when we do a study on that tradition, we might be able to get a perfect answer for that. Yeah, thank you, Toastmaster Vikas. I think my time is over, so over to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you so much, and Toastmaster Rajesh. So by this speech, yes, Toastmasters are not underrated. You know why? Toastmaster Rajesh currently is having power outage, and he is also facing bad weather in his vicinity. Even though he have came here and gave his wonderful informative speech today. Whenever he is delivering a speech, it's not a speech, it's a good lecture where we can learn good information and also important points that relates to our life. Thank you so much, Toastmaster Rajesh. So coming to the today's theme, underrated.
Toastmaster Dinesh, sorry to interrupt. I would like to ask the timer, is both the speakers have qualified for OT?
Ma'am, Rajesh sir has exceeded the time, ma'am, because he was answering the last question and he has exceeded 32 seconds in extra. So 15.58 is his timing. So
I think it's a joint meeting, so let's exclude the timing. I have put
then
the
it's okay.
polling. I just put the polling link. I would like all of you to just vote for it. Toastmaster
Yes.
Dinesh, you can continue.
Yeah, thank you so much, General Evaluator, for intimating this. Yes, please cast your vote for best speaker for today's meeting. Yes, coming to today's theme, underrated. So in last week, I have traveled in a train from Bangalore to Coimbatore. When I reached my compartment, I saw three people were sitting in a seat where which I booked. So I went to them and told that this seat belongs to me. So they refused and they argued and they negotiated for a long time with me that we have also booked the ticket in general quota. So this seat belongs to us. So later on, I get a companion and we both have had a strong negotiation with those three people. So that moment were chaotic. Yes, they were continuously refusing, and in that three people, one after some time, one person, he lost his slipper by mistake, and and after few minutes he started like he started complaining Karnataka people. So in whole, I don't know why these people, he started telling like these people even not giving water to us, now they become thieves, like that he was saying. So I don't know what to say to him. I just me and other people, we have just started laughing. He started scolding heavily in Tamil. So and he later acknowledged that this train directly, it is actually coming from it's actually coming from Mumbai. So then he finalized that this mistake is not belongs to Karnataka people. So might be Mumbai people also was responsible for this theft. So later on, he started scolding even Mumbai people as well. So at last, after a few minutes, he got his slipper back, and what happened after some time. Even though there were a lot of cultural different and everything, so we all actually happily slept on each and other's shoulders. So I had actually a good, memorable and fun-filled journey on that day. So India is a country with lot of diversity. Yes, we are culturally different. Our culture is different. Yes, okay. So I'm a person from Tamil Nadu, Coimbatore. So currently I live in a place which was owned by a person from Andhra Pradesh. So currently I'm living in Karnataka, Bangalore. So I used to prefer having a breakfast in Kerala restaurant. So I love eating Kerala foods. So whenever I find a time, whenever I feel bored in the evening time, I go and happily have my snack time in Rajasthani shop. I'll have kachori and jalebi as my favorite snacks. So yes, Our culture is different and we are separated from diversity. So the one thing that we should not think the opposite person as underrated as we meet in a regular basis. So nothing here is underrated. So let's treat everyone in an equal way. So I just want to sing one song here. One love, one heart, let's get together and feel all right. A song which was sung by Jamaican singer Bob Marley. So it says like we should actually stand equal when it comes to any kind of problems in our life. So yes, most of the times in our life we often felt that uh, a culture and everything, any other things should be the problem. So that's not point. We should treat everyone in an equal way. With that said, let us get into an interesting segment for today's meeting, that is table topics. So today's table topic master is Toastmaster Saravana Kumar, born and raised in Coimbatore, Tamil Nadu. Currently he is working in TCS Canada as IT analyst. His passion is, he is passionate towards teaching. His hobbies include traveling, photography, and writing. Over to you, Toastmaster Saravana Kumar.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Dinesh, and a good morning, good evening to all the Toastmasters and guests. So kindly forgive me for not coming on video. So I'll be here only on the audio and taking over this table topic session for today. So fellow Toastmasters and guests, as the general evaluator and the TMOD already highlighted, table topics is an impromptu speaking segment where we give on-spot topics to the speakers and they get 30 seconds to think about it, and then they can deliver a speech up to 2 minutes. So a green card will be shown at 1 minute, and an amber card will be shown at 1 minute 30 seconds, and a red card will be shown and it will go on until the speaker finishes their speech. And these topics will be related to the theme of the day. So as you all know, today's theme is underrated. Before I begin, so I was thinking of this theme, underrated. Yes, there are lots of things around us which is underrated. And most importantly, after listening to the meeting from the beginning, I wanted to just reiterate what underrated actually means. So underrated is not a negative thing. It is actually a positive which has not been recognized. So that is what is underrated. So when there is a beautiful flower and that flower has never been recognized or admired by anyone, so that becomes an underrated flower. So that is where this underrated term comes from. So it is not a negative term, it is a positive term which is not recognized or appreciated. So let me begin the table topic segment. So do we have any volunteers for today? The first table topic speaker?
I can take it.
Wonderful, Toastmaster Dinesh. So I have one more hand, Toastmaster Uma Natarajan ma'am. So I'll pick you up next. Okay. So Toastmaster Dinesh, I know you are a foodie. So the topic goes like this. What is the most underrated food? What do you think? Which food do you think is most underrated? That is so delicious, but nobody admires it. Most underrated food. Over to you, Toastmaster Dinesh.
So in my view, idli is an underrated food in whole world, not in India. Why? Because there are a lot of people, there are a lot of advertisement and everything going on for the food, where it comes from Westeros. For example, pizza, when you take pizza or else burger. So this idli is really good food where we can give even for the small children, small baby even. And from the born child till the oldest person, they can happily and easily eat idli. But even though it is underrated food, you know why? We didn't like told about the goodness of idli to other people who are living like in abroad or something like that. So how this pizza and burger, those things are served in many malls and many famous places. Likewise, idli can be also served, and there are many varieties. Even though in idli, you can make chili idli, you can make powder idli in a spicy way. So you can have your own varieties of style to eat and idli. So it goes very well with the breakfast. And the main advantage of idli is it is easily digestible. So happily and have idli than as you have other foods. Over to the table topics master.
Rightly said, Toastmaster Dinesh. Thank you for bringing up that important food item. Because I know whenever I fall sick or my parents or whoever falls sick, the first thing we go for is idli. So we are always fond of that. So we have 3 more volunteers. So I will call Toastmaster Uma Nataraj ma'am next for the next topic. And next I will go to Toastmaster Munish Gupta and then Toastmaster Nalasimhan sir. So Toastmaster Uma ma'am, a topic for you is one of your accomplishments that went totally unnoticed and unrecognized that you felt it should have been recognized actually. What would be that? One of your accomplishments that was underrated. Over to you, Toastmaster Uma ma'am.
Hey, you have got the first rank in Kannada. This was the message that was given all over the school when I was studying in 6th standard. So whenever you are accomplishing something, you are told in your subconscious mind or within yourself, yes, you will be appreciated. So as days went by, whenever I accomplished something, I was always ready for an appreciation or a pat on my back saying, yes, you have done well. So this went on for many years. Whenever I got very good marks in English, or when I got flying colors in my exams, when I got a prize in an elocution competition, debate competition, everywhere I used to get appreciation and prizes. So now I'm just thinking, where did I not get the appreciation I deserved? Where did people not appreciate me? If I think upon that, maybe it just boils down to my cooking. Though my husband always appreciates me by saying, yes, you cook well, it is my son who always says, Mom, you could have done this better. Mom, you could have done this some more in a better way. He is little fussy and he wants everything to be really tasty. So I feel maybe that the day when I get very good marks from my son saying, yes, today your cooking was super, Mom, that will be the day when I'm very happy. So that is the one thing which I feel I did not get full credit till now. Over to you, table topic master.
That was wonderful, Toastmaster Uma ma'am. You know what? My mom used to say the same thing, but she takes things in a different way because I am a kind of too much criticizer when it comes to food that my mom cooks. I will just say the spice level should have been like 10% more than what it should have been. So I used to be like that. So what my mom told after all these years, when I was just having a small discussion with my mom, she said, "I am, I have become a best cook because of you, because you asked me to add this, add that, and you wanted the taste to be better, and that made me a best cook." Is what my mom's like perceived, like the way she perceived that thing was. So probably maybe after years you will also change to that mode. So thanks for reminding me of that, Toastmaster Maman. So we will next move on to Toastmaster Munish Gupta, sir.
Yes, please.
So the topic for you is: are we taking our health for granted? So we have seen lots of fitness centers and things are opening up nowadays. And is fitness underrated? Are we taking our health for granted? Over to you, Toastmaster Munish.
Good evening, everybody. Are we taking our health for granted? Yes. There are many people, those who are taking health for granted. Some of the people I've seen, they walk out like a beast, but they eat like a pig and they drink liquor like a fish. That all goes into a day. We need willpower to have a good health. Whatever we eat, it matters. Apps are made in the kitchen. So we have to have a small portion of food. That's only possible if we had willpower. That very few people have. I meet many people in my life. They say when they see something which is sweet, they have sweet tooth. So they have temptation. They eat. That's the reason they have a small paunch, or some of them have a big belly. But if at that time, if we think that we do not want to take our health for granted, if we have a very small piece just for a taste, you can eat as much as you can. You can eat a 4 bowl instead of half bowl, instead of 1 spoon. The taste will be same. Only the thing is, we need some goal. We have to make a picture in our mind that if you want to look good, so for that fitness is very important. So we can keep these things at arm's length. For that, every day we have to ask ourselves, or we have to make the inventory every day, what we have eaten. That's the only solution. We can get rid of this thing. Otherwise, we all, majority of the people, are taking health for granted. But that we will suffer afterwards when we become elderly. Then it's very difficult to reduce the weight. Over to the Toastmaster, please.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster. Sorry, I just missed your name. Yes, Toastmaster Munish, sir, thank you so much for your wonderful take on how fitness should be taken. So, and this was one such personal question where I myself took my fitness as granted. And it was just very recently I started moving into this why fitness and what difference it makes in my life. And I personally took a personal trainer, and he just started advising me on how this fitness regime is. It is not just about hitting the gym every day and like putting on weights on day-to-day basis. It is not about that. It is about the discipline that we build on the fitness, so that it actually helps our lives after 10 years or 20 years. It is not about today that we are muscular or we are going to show us like I have a six pack or something. It is not about that. Fitness is about how we take our health for the future. So that was what my fitness trainer told me about. Thank you so much for reminding me about that, Toastmaster Manish. So our next speaker will be Toastmaster Nalashivan sir. And I actually have something different for the next speakers on the way. So when I was searching for this underrated and stuff, I saw a thing separately. And when it comes to people, a performer or a sportsman is what primarily they are underrated. For example, if there is a cricketer, when the presiding officer of today, she was mentioning about Kapil Dev. So, like a performer or a sportsman, when they are not recognized for their achievements, they are underrated, is what we say. So now I just give an open topic, either a singer or dancer or any other performer you have, or any speakers. If you want to pick up a sportsman, so it is open to you, Toastmaster Naleswan sir. You can pick up one, and the next speaker after you, they can pick up any other person. So any professional or sportsman who is underrated on your thoughts.
Thank you, Toastmaster. Wonderful topic. I will take myself as an example instead of going to anyone else. As Tia Moody mentioned, he has studied in English medium, so we felt that he has not learned through his mother tongue. I studied my schooling in my mother tongue till 12th. When I entered into a college, I was really felt that I was underrated because coming from a Tamil medium, people thought I was not able to perform much, and they used to criticize me. And moreover, there was a college which is in Nagpur. So here neither I was good in English nor knowing anything in Hindi. Only language was my mother tongue. So it was really tough time to perform. But that is a time I felt that I should do something on this. But when you study in mother tongue, you really know the basic of your things, like science and math and everything. You know the basic. So the first year, when the first year results came out of 330 students, only 17 passed in all the subjects. I was one among them. So then people realized that the language is not that, what you have the basic. So that time I felt underrated is not that I've been tracked up, but people didn't recognize the strength of someone. But they pushed me to become like this because they only started to give me a backup like this. So from there I did, and all my career, I don't think anywhere have a failure. If somebody says you are underrated, that time we should take a challenge and move forward. Over to you, Toastmaster, table topic master.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Naleswan sir. So we know you are a successful engineer in your career, and you are our motivation for Global Toastmasters Forum. So you are not underrated. You are always appreciated by all of us. So thank you so much, Toastmaster Naleswan. So the next topic goes to the volunteer Toastmaster Arora sir. So the topic to you, as I already said, like you can pick up a sportsman or a performer or an artist, like whoever you feel they are underrated. So over to you, Toastmaster Arora sir.
Good evening. As far as sports is concerned, I have not been keen. I don't have any keen interest in sports. So if you could change my topic, that would be better.
Okay, sir, no problem. So, like, it is not just sports. Even if you want to talk about an actor or a singer or an artist, so any of that sort, like, or if you want a totally different topic.
So, no. I can, if you have given me this clue, so I would like to speak about some politician.
Definitely. But as you know, you want to know the ground rules of Toastmasters, not as such
I
politics,
know,
just the person.
Know. Yeah, only person, and we are not going to criticize anyone.
Thank you, sir.
Here, I would like to mention that our Prime Minister is doing very well. I appreciate him, and I also voted for him. But I know personally some traits about other politician, that is Rahul Gandhi, and he is underrated because media is being used to malign him. And I personally came to know that the way he conducts himself and the way he does his work. Somebody told me who was in his security that when there is no camera and he would be visiting the villages and he would be sitting with the poor people, he would be playing with their children, he would get ice cream and he would be eating that ice cream, and from same ice cream he would be giving it to that child, and again he would be taking same ice cream. So this is very rare thing I have heard, because generally these people, they just they are very careful that they don't take such things and don't cause any infection. But I have heard that they are very good at heart. Thank you.
Thank you so
That
much,
card was shown to
Toastmaster.
me. Card was shown to me, so I have stopped. Thank you.
No problem, sir. Thank you. So, just for the benefit of guests, like I'm telling, like the card is shown for just notifying the time. So when it comes to red, you can stop. So that is what we can do. So I think my time is up for now, and I will give my session back to the TMOD, and it is time for the next session. So thank you so much for this opportunity, and I feel very happy to be the TT master of this joint meet. Thank you, and have a wonderful night.
Oh, wonderful. Thank you so much, Toastmaster Saravana Kumar, for conducting table topics segment in an interesting way. Yes, topics were really good today and it related to theme. Kudos to you, Toastmaster Saravana Kumar. So coming back to theme underrated. So when we face many problems in our life, it's easy for us to compare ourselves with others. So I say why. For example, fern tree and bamboo tree both are serving different purpose and both are making the forest very beautiful. So if you take bamboo tree, it would take all the 5 years to make to grow its roots very strong under the earth, and within the span of just 6 months it grows 90 feet tall and it shoots up the sky, where fern tree doesn't give more benefits as bamboo tree does. So don't compare yourself with others, even though when you feel underrated. So as Madam Toastmasters Swarnalata's continuously and as well other Toastmasters, they were speaking about cricket in our country. Yes, because of cricket, you know, other sports are really underrated, accepted or not. Even though nowadays cricket has become business in our country, and kids and other people, they are not focusing on other games like cricket. So yes, of course other sports are underrated in our country. So if you want to grow as an individual, we should be passionate about something. How can we develop this habit? I often recently I have started this habit, this reading books. That has become my favorite habit, and reading books help me a lot to learn to get good information. And current book I'm reading is Atomic Habits. So in Atomic Habits, author James Clear, he is saying like, so when we look for a change, people always have this tendency of thinking in a big way. It won't work in that way, Toastmasters. So even tiny changes will make remarkable results. A 1% of everyday change in person life will give good result. If you take this 1% change in each and every day in your life, then the result in the end of year, it will become 3.5% hike. So doing, if you are an enthusiast in workout, you can start with at least 2 push-ups in a day. Waking up 5 minutes early in a day would make a change after a month. Think it of. So reading, if you are a vibrant reader, reading one more extra page every day will improve you. So this 3-line sentence I admired in this book particularly. The goal is not read a book. The goal is to become a reader. The goal is not to run a marathon. The goal is to become a runner. The goal is not to learn an instrument. The goal is to become a musician. With that said, let's get into the final segment for today's meeting. For that, I would like to call Toastmaster Swarnalata. Over to you, the general evaluator for today.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster of the day. Without further ado, I would like to call upon the first evaluator of today, Toastmaster Nandasiram sir, to give his evaluation on the speaker one.
Greeting once again to fellow Toastmasters. I'm just giving the evaluation of our icebreaker speaker, Toastmaster Navjit. I think right now he is not available due to some personal commitment. He has left the meeting. I think it is getting recorded. Maybe it can be shared to him so that it will be helpful in the future meetings. Kudos to Toastmaster Navjit. It doesn't look like a icebreaker speech for you. The way in which you started your speech, that itself, it's flattened many of us. Your topic was, I'm not the smartest guy, but it is a contradictory statement of you, what we saw you. The dress code, the first impression is the dress code. How you present yourself, that itself you scored a lot. Okay. The appearance wise, you made so smart, yourself so smart. So that itself you defeated your topic. Then the other good point, as a speaker, if you stand and give your speech, that itself will give you more powerful speech to the audience. So that you followed it. In the first speech itself, you were standing and giving it. It was very impressive. I think the hand gestures. Okay, when you normally when you tell about your storytelling, you used to have a stage performance that's moving around the stage, and the next thing is the hand gestures, which you did it very perfectly. The hand gestures were really wonderful. You were able to explain the various duration, how you grown up, all those things with a good expression. Your voice was so good. We were able to hear you well. So there was a strong voice. So that itself will give you a message, strong message to the audience with a great impact. These are the good thing I can able to see that. And you narrated the story with your initial schooling and college life, as well as the your initial profession as a salesman and all these things. Really, it is good to know that. Maybe the forthcoming speeches, you can improve upon certain voice modulation, which is a suggestion, because the sound was good, but there was no pause and it was like a monotonous. So that the next features, you can give a voice modulations. And when you are giving a speech, please see that you are not getting disturbed by the surroundings. better to, there was a lot of noise and there was a disturbance coming, which was disturbing your speech also. That can be avoided in the next speeches. At the end, you are finished with a quote. There is no guarantee for success, being a smartest guy or not a smartest guy. Stay consistent. That's the message what you have given to the audience. So you no need to be underrated that you are not a smartest guy. You are one of the smartest guys in your team. Over to you.
Thank you very much, sir, for your well-round evaluation. You have covered the complete speech. All I could add upon to the speaker is, since this was the second pathway, I felt like somewhere he could have stage choreographed, like when he said, like when he was in a childhood and then he moved to Canada. So a little bit of movement in the stage could have helped us to visualize that he is moving in his life space. So that's the only recommendation I would like to give to the speaker. And now I would like to call upon the second evaluator, Toastmaster Nabamita Sakar, to evaluate Toastmaster Rajesh.
Yeah, thank you very much, G. Iron Woman. This little title made me thinking about the women like Chanu Sharmila, who is known as the Iron Lady of Manipur, who is very strong, who is very determined civil activist and political activist. And most of us also thinking about that mediocre definition of Iron Woman. But you totally changed this definition by your instructions and the anecdote, small anecdote at the very beginning. Wonderful. And your speech was so informative. The moment our Toastmaster Uma ma'am, Toastmaster Swanalata, Toastmaster Vikas asking the questions, you wonderfully answered these questions by giving the knowledge, about how the Indian women, basically the tribal community women, they are suffering by the anemia, by the deficiency of iron, and how the government can produce the knowledge about that iron tablet does not give any bad impact on the children. And also you have ently messaged us and given the instructions about the magic leaves, which was very much used in the West Africa. We can plant it in India and use in our food so that we can overcome from deficiency of iron. Wonderful. Kudos to you for this information and great knowledge. And wonderfully, you have handled the answer and questioning session. Kudos to you. Two things I would like to give you suggestions for the improvement so that you can reach from good speaker to great speaker and your speech would be wonderful. Number one is, somewhere I felt that your facial expressions and your voice modulation were lacking at the moment when you are describing about the suffering mother, when she was suffering by the labor pain. Somewhere you could slow down your voice. You could give the pause so that we can understand, audience can understand that, yes, the labor pain was so typical and how that mother was suffering by the deficiency. Number two, I somewhere feel that you abruptly concluded and we couldn't get that key message. The throughout 13 to 14 minutes the speech you have given, that key message I didn't get by the conclusion. Maybe you can deliver by that in India, we are not made up our children, our ladies and girls by making them strong mentally or determined, but also we have to make them very healthy by giving that powerful knowledge about iron tablet, by giving the good food and healthy so that in the pregnancy time, they are not suffering by these deficiencies. By the way, I have to say that wonderful speech you have given today. I learned so many from you and your knowledge. And best of luck for your upcoming speech. Thank you very much. What would you?
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Nabamita. What a beautiful evaluation. You started with a quote relating to the Iron Women of Manipur, and then how well you related. And you pointed out all the positive things, 3 positive, and you had 2 suggestions for the speaker. It was on the spot, which I had in my mind. The only thing I would recommend is just stands, when you give the recommendations, you could have, given more emphasis on where you wanted him to, little bit of voice modulation. Although you gave the example, but if you could have enacted it, that would have gone still perfect. That's a small suggestion from my side. Thank you very much. And coming to the speaker, what I felt was the phenomenal way of opening, the way you gave the Iron Women, and how you made us to think something else, and then caught our attention by going to the iron deficiency. None of us really thought that you were going to talk about iron deficiency. So kudos to you for using your title so clever. And as your evaluator pointed out, even I found that the finishing, the conclusion didn't have any takeaway for us, or some points, quick points to remember, this, that was missing. Otherwise, your speech was on a top notch. Thank you. Now, before I start my evaluation, I want my tag team report. So I would like to call upon the timer, Kani ma'am, to come about with her timer's report.
Greetings, friends. As a timer, I submit the report. Toastmaster Nagjot, the first speaker, has taken 5 minutes and 53 seconds. Toastmaster Rajesh, the second speaker, has taken 15 minutes and 58 seconds. Coming to the table topic speakers, Toastmaster Dinesh has taken 2 minutes and 15 seconds. Toastmaster Uman Natrajmam has taken 2 minutes and 5 seconds. Toastmaster Munish Gupta has taken 2 minutes and 23 seconds. Toastmaster Nalashivan has taken 2 minutes and 30 seconds. And Toastmaster Aurora has taken 1 minute and 57 seconds. Coming to the evaluators, Toastmaster Nalashivan has taken 3 minutes and 2 seconds, and Toastmaster Nabamita has taken 3 minutes and 17 seconds. Over to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you very much, ma'am. Now I would like to call upon the counter, Toastmaster Vikas Guleria, to give his report.
Thank you, ma'am, General Evaluator. I just want to share my screen to show the uses of the filler words and filler sounds. Is it visible to all? Ma'am, is it visible?
Yes, Toastmaster Vikas.
First of all, the Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Dinesh Kumar, he has used the filler sound 8 times, 2 times, and so 7 times, because his the role was very long, so maybe the uses are more there. TM Swarnlata, General Evaluator, she used 7 times, and so she has used once. Toastmaster Nav Barar, speaker number 1, he used once during his speech. Toastmaster Nala Sivan, as an evaluator, used twice, so and also twice he has used. TM Rajesh, speaker number 2, he has used 4 times, so 2 times. TM Navmita, evaluator 2, she has given the sound of 5 times, twice she used so, and thrice she used and. Then comes the Toastmaster Sarvana Kumar. He has produced the sound of 3 times, once, and used the word so 5 times, and used and word is used once during his role of the table topic master. Then comes the table topic speakers, TM Dinesh Kumar, twice, so once, and but also used once. Toastmaster Uma, ma'am, used twice, and so she has used once. Toastmaster Manish, I couldn't find any word or any filler sound or filler word. TM Nali Sivan, as a table topic master, produced sound once. Similar is the observation for Toastmaster Aroda. I have given color code. Just forget to give the color code for 2 speakers, TM Swanlata and TM Rajesh. High level of uses I have depicted with the red background, where you people have used the word or given the filler sound more than 5 times. Yellow color coding is used for moderate use, 3 to 5, and minor uses are given by green colors. So speakers and role players, if instead of producing these sounds and these words, we give some pauses, your presentation will be much more attractive and you can be a phenomenal speaker. Thank you very much. Over to you, General Evaluator. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Vikas. Now we would move on for the grammarian of the day, Toastmaster Kani.
Greetings once again, friends. First of all, my sincere apologies for not giving the word of the day, as I was the instant grammarian like noodles or upma, which we make in a very urgent way when we have an unexpected guest. So please expect my apology. First of all, let's see the good usages, which is many in number, and that goes this way. I'm not the smartest guy. Our national degree, avid athlete, date of maturity, iron woman, enthusiast, protocol, vibrant reader, undernourished, without further ado, urbanization shattered many of us, city dwellers, scored a lot, vicinity, very impressive, chaotic, culturally different, and the words like fussy, sweet tooth, and so on. Here we have some more quotes like, there is no guarantee for success. The positive thing which is not recognized, walk like a beast and drink like a fish. Good speech and great speech, health built in 10 years. When we look for a change, people expect for big results. The goal is not to read books, it's to become a good reader. When coming to not so good usages, it's creating content. I would say creating content. When using in the noun form, it takes the pronunciation of content and not content. Children don't have eyes when they are undernourished. It's like children lose their vision when they are undernourished. Darkening of child can be told as dark-skinned child. The pronunciation of the word I-R-O-N could be iron instead of iron. Thank you. Over to the general evaluator.
Thank you very much, ma'am. Now, let me go ahead with my evaluation. As a GE, I had a very good day today because there was a little bit no much flaws into the meeting. The meeting started on the time, the SAA was on the time. Just a small glitch, the transition maybe because of the power failure. That was a small thing. I think SAA did the good job of telling us the ground rules, setting the meeting ground, and then the president. I did the role of asking the guest and just sat on the stage, but I forgot to even say to open the meeting. So that's a clinch from my side. And then there comes the Toastmaster of the day. Toastmaster Dinesh, you had a very good team, and the way you correlated different aspects of language, how we pursue people, everything was good. Only one thing I would like to add upon is, initially when you start, for the benefit of the guest, they don't know who is TM Modi. Then it would be easy if you could add 1 or 2 lines on what is the role of Toastmaster of the day. Then that would make the proceedings more easy. So that's from my side. And then came the general evaluator. Coming to my tag team, the Toastmaster timer, Toastmaster Kani ma'am, the only thing I found in your thing is, but initially when you are describing the role of timers, it would be best if you could display, the color cards so that people get to know that how it is, especially for the guests. Since we do have some guests, so it will be easy for them to understand what you're talking about. So that displaying of colors can be taken care. Toastmaster Vikas, as an accountant, I would really like to congratulate for your efforts of making the Excel sheet and even giving a color code, to highlight, especially when I saw myself with the red color, then it was like, oh, it's time to take care of my filler words. So thank you for that. Small suggestions, you could give 1 or 2 tips how to avoid, the filler counts that we do. So that's for you. And the grammarian of the day, I have no words for you, ma'am. Thank you for saving our day. You showed your spot on leadership by getting into your role, and not just doing that, you were so perfect in capturing all the good and better usages. So thank you for that. And moving on, table topic masters. So evaluators I have already given, so I'm not going there. Table topic master Sarvana Kumar, your topics were very good. The way you encourage the people by giving examples, anecdotes, either in the beginning or in the end, it was very good. My only suggestion to you is please include guests, because when you include guests into the table topics, that is when they feel like continuing with your meeting. Otherwise, it looks like they're just spectators watching the meeting. So when you give two topics to two seasoned Toastmasters, then probably you can call for some the guests, give preference to guests so that they feel more interactive with us and they continue to come to our meeting. So that's one suggestion for me. From my side, I think I covered pretty all. So I would, with this report, I would give the stage back to the Toastmaster of the day, Dinesh Kumar. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Sorry, Dinesh. Before going on, I would like all of you to please vote for the best role players and also for the best evaluator so that we can have your certificates ready. Thank you.
Yes, thank you so much, Toastmaster Sonalata. Yes, I supposed to say the same thing. Yes, please do cast your vote, which was already shared through chat. So yes, so now we come to the conclusion for today's meeting. So you all heard about A.R. Rahman hits, Shah Rukh Khan hits, Ilayaraja hits, but this person, no, he is underrated in film industry, especially in Tamil. He is none other than Ivan Shankar Raja. For me, Ivan is kind of drugs. Whether it's good moments in my life, whether it is love failure or happy moments or joy. So whatever the moments in my life, Ivan will play a part because I'm active listener of Ivan songs continuously right from my school days. So I would conclude this meeting with one song of Ivan Shankar Raja. Yes, we are out of time. Please pardon me. Let me sing this song. Otherwise, later I'll feel like my day is incomplete. ஒரு நாளில் வாழ்க்கை இங்கே எங்கும் ஓடி போகாது, மறுநாளும் வந்து விட்டால் துன்பம் தேயும் தொடராது. எத்தனை கோடி கண்ணீர் மண் மீது விழுந்திருக்கும், அத்தனை கண்ட பின்னும் பூமி இங்கு பூ பூக்கும். Thank you so much for listening me. Thanks for this wonderful opportunity. Over to the Madam President, Toastmaster Kani. Over to you.
Toastmaster Dinesh, can we ask everyone to switch on their camera for a picture?
Yes, I forgot, sir. Thanks for reminding me. Usually I do that in every meeting. I request everyone to switch on your camera so that I'll take screenshot for today's meeting. Yes, Toastmaster Saravana Kumar, Toastmaster Munish, Toastmaster Archana, Toastmaster. Okay.
I'm sorry, Toastmaster Dinesh, kindly go ahead without me.
Okay. Okay. 1, 2, and 3. Yeah, thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you all.
Over to the Toastmaster Kani.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the day. Really, it was a very wonderful meet that we had as a joint meet. Now let us recognize, let's get a feedback from the guests. Hope Ripulo Dio. Can we have your feedback, sir?
Thank you so much. Thank you for giving me the opportunity. It was a great time joining. Thank you, Rajesh Uncle, Toastmaster, for inviting me to the session. It's my first time and it was a privilege. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for your valuable feedback, sir. Next, we would like to hear it from Toastmaster Jayashree.
Yes,
Jayashree, ma'am.
Yes, am I audible now?
Yeah, ma'am. Yeah, ma'am. You are.
Yes, thanks to the opportunity, Team Honey. And I was really happy to be part of this Speak Magic club of yours. And it's a very good meeting. It is getting conducted in a very structured way as expected. Happy to be part of this meeting and going forward too. I hope, Archana, do you want to share some feedback?
Toastmaster, your voice is not clear. Can you just?
Okay. Now it's better. Is it better?
Ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Compared to the first one, this is better.
Okay, okay. No, I would like to repeat it. So,
yes, ma'am.
Yeah, this is the first meeting that I'm being part of your club, Speak Magic Toastmasters Club. It is being conducted in a very structured way and as expected, and it is very procedurally dealt or taken forward. So, happy to be part of this meeting and the coming forward meetings too. If I'm clear, I would like to invite Archana if she's able to share her feedback. Otherwise, we will continue.
Can we have Archana, ma'am? Ma'am, thank you, Jayashree, ma'am, for your valuable feedback. Next, let's hear it from Archana, ma'am.
Good evening, all.
Good evening, ma'am.
Good evening. Thank you for giving me this opportunity. I just want to introduce myself here. So I am Archana. I'm residing in Chennai. I'm currently working in a company. And I came to know about this Toastmasters through my cousin, Jayashree Kannan, who is a part of Hamatu Toastmasters Club. And she motivated and encouraged me to join the club. So, and I found this session very interesting and very interactive. And there was very great information. And there was also some personal experiences which we can relate to our lives. And it was valuable feedback so that we can improve on ourselves in all the areas. Thank you. Thank you all for giving this opportunity. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Thanks a lot. Really, your feedback means a lot to us. This meet, I would say, was really a memorable meet for us. We will also have the results. The best auxiliary role player goes to Toastmaster Dinesh Kumar of Global Toastmasters Forum. Congratulations, Dinesh. The best primary role player goes to Toastmaster Vikas of Speak Magic Toastmasters Club. Congratulations, sir. The best evaluator goes to Toastmaster Nabamita of Speak Magic Toastmasters Club. Congratulations, ma'am. The best table topic speakers, two of them are sharing this award. It's Toastmaster Uma Natraj ma'am and Toastmaster Munish Gupta. Congratulations to both of you. And the best speaker is Toastmaster Rajesh from Global Toastmasters Forum. Congratulations, sir. Congratulations to all the participants and winners who made this day a grand success of today. Thank you. I assure that the certificates will be shared in the group very soon by our VPPR. Tonight, we can expect the certificate. Thank you all. Really, I had a very nice time. If anyone wishes to share your feedback, you can just go ahead.
Please officially adjourn the meeting, then we'll have a casual discussion.
Sir, okay. As the president of Global Toastmasters Forum, I declare the joint meet with Speak Magic Toastmasters Club adjourned. Thank you all.
Thank you. I will just stop the live stream.